fortitude. And I apologize for bringing this up, but there is a question of judgment, both in terms of being a congressman, allowing things to just completely fall apart, even after the whole fiasco, that being involved, and even as much as yesterday, where at an AARP convention, you used a word to describe someone that can be viewed as derogatory toward the people that sponsor it. There's no question that what you've done for Israel, what you've done for this community, is no one has that track record. On the other hand, though, what guarantees do we have that a questionable judgment will not continue?
Well, first of all, about my judgment. I had the judgment to stand up for Georgian Jews. I had the judgment to stand up for Rabashkin. I had the judgment to stand up for Mitzvah Pepe. I had the judgment to stand up for the Sminker Rebbe. I had the judgment to stand up for Jonathan Pollard. I had the judgment to stand up for nonprofit Homeland Security grants. That's my judgment. That's part of my judgment. Now, you can point to the judgment in my private life, and to some degree people have problems. I'm glad they're behind me. You've heard about things that are, frankly, distant behind me. And you've got to make that decision. It's part of the cocktail of what you have to figure out. I never used my official powers, for example, to take away your right to vote for term limits. I never used my official powers to take away your taxpayer dollars to fund slush funds. I never took your taxpayer dollars to do things. I, frankly, did things in the privacy of my own home, to dealing with things that I've had, that are things that you know about me now. As far as the thing the other day, all I can say is don't believe what you read. Been in many candidate forums with a candidate who has attacked me in the most vicious way, gets booed for it every single time for doing it. And he starts every single time he does the attack, he says, I talk to my granddaughter and say ... So, as a jovial thing, I now greet him whenever I see him at candidate forums as, Grandpa, good to see you again. Okay? Now, you can say, oh my goodness, that is this outrageous thing to say. You can, if you so choose. You can follow the way this campaign has been reported by the mainstream media and make the determination for yourself whether that is a reflection of what actually happened at that forum. Now, that was also a place, by the way, where the Republicans who are for cutting Medicare, who are against immigration reform, who are against increasing Social Security, who have fought tooth and nail against many of the reforms I think are important for New York City, those are value judgments as well. But all I can say is, look, if these are the things that you think that you care about, I understand these things may be disqualifying. The argument that I'm making to you, and obviously we're going to have a conversation, I just want to hear what you have to say, but obviously what I'm making the decision is, yes, we have lots of things that you can judge me on, more than any other candidate by far. Nobody is listening to how other candidates refer to anyone else. I mean, no one is even reporting how other candidates refer to each other. In quiet moments when have someone come up to them, after they've been pat on the back and say, hello, Grandpa, to what other people are saying. That's fine. That's what it's going to be like to be mayor. What indication do you have on anyone else that they have the judgment to stand up under that pressure and do the right thing? Fire away.